Kayla.
Wow, this is really speech number 7, my last one. Class I thought would never end has gone by in a flash, thanks to Mason and that silly camera. I'll be sharing with you all about my portfolio, how this class opened my eyes to others, and what I've learned. This is from a public speaking bonehead to a public speaking queen. Not necessarily in this speech though. And I'm going to first share with you my thoughts for the week. Number 1 was buckle up and here I go. Number 2 was are you kidding me, Dad, I'm never listening to you again. Number 3 was that actually wasn't too bad. Number 4, what am I getting myself into? I hope this is worth it. And number 6, I have to quit this procrastination routine. Number 7, I'm actually pretty glad I took this class. Number 8, this class is going to be the death of me. Number 9, okay, I got this. And number 10, I can breathe again. And as for the humor, a little picture there. Me and my boyfriend took the baby to the zoo for her first time. And there's a little bird area, and you can buy a stick with seeds on it for $1. And so we bought 2 of those, brought her in. She was pretty scared at first. And then once I helped her feed the bird, she put it in her mouth right after. She thought it looked good because the birds were loving it. But she finally stopped doing that. And then she started being really good with the birds and gentle and had one on her stick. And so all the other kids were playing, with all the other birds. And my boyfriend was like, oh, you're being really good, baby. Good job being gentle. And then she goes, whack, and hits the bird with the stick, and all the birds fly away, and all the kids are devastated because now they have no birds to play with. And the lady's like, sometimes that happens, and me and him just look at each other and are trying to look away. And so that's a little humor I'm sharing with you. And then what I've read that's made me a better person. Y'all know I'm a big fan of quotes, so I definitely chose all quotes for this part. And then I'm going to share some with you. Douse the love life, then do not squander time, for that is the stuff life is made of. It's from Benjamin Franklin. And I know you guys all love Helen Keller, so life is either a daring adventure or nothing. It's one of my all-time favorite quotes. And life is like a game of cards. The hand that is dealt to you represents determinism. The way you play it is free will. Our life's a stage, a comedy. Either learn to play and take it lightly, or bear its troubles patiently. The blessing of mankind are within us and within our reach, but we shut our eyes, and like people in the dark, we fall foul upon the very thing we search for without finding it. Govern thy life and thoughts as if the whole world were to see the one and read the other. Most of the shadows of this life are caused by us standing in our own light. Unrest of spirit is a mark of life. One problem after another presents itself, and in the solving of them we can find our greatest pleasure. The king and the pawn go into the same box after the game. Life is a tragedy for those who feel, and a comedy for those who think. We make our fortunes and we call them fate. The best way to prepare for life is to begin to live. There are no classes in life for beginners. Right away you are always asked to deal with what is most difficult. To live is like to love. All reasons is against it, and all healthy instinct for it. Life is a pure flame, and we live by an invisible sun within us. And the last one I chose was, as I grow to understand life less and less, I learn to love it more and more. And then if you can remember, I did my first speech on my grandfather. And this speech I practiced over and over and over in the mirror, and I'm sure you guys could tell because I looked like a robot up here. It was completely memorized, and I wasn't even looking at the paper, and it was just kind of blah, 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 monotone. But the pictures are pretty funny, so that spiced it up a little bit, and I have 2 of them from that on here. And so after that, on my speeches, I tried to not memorize it so much and kind of go with it, but then I wasn't as well prepared and ended up looking down a lot more than I wished to. That's my rubric. And I believe I said often correct on this speech if I said it, because I have no note on that, and the rest I do. And speech number 2 is the yogurt and fruit parfaits. And this one, I ended up switching the night before to do yogurt and fruit parfaits. So I ran to Walmart and grabbed all this stuff because everything I was thinking was just too complicated, trying to cook in the classroom or explain it, or I'd start to write it out and I'm like, no, that's dumb. And I always end up thinking way too much. And if I would have just went with the first one, it probably would have turned out a little better. But I got through it. And then speech number 2 was the Nelson Mandela. And that speech was the most inspirational thing I could have ever done and read. Because reading from him, I learned so much and I got so into it. And I think I was up till 5 in the morning due to my procrastination waiting till the last day. But I did spend all day and all the next morning before class working on it. And I was just amazed by everything he's done. And I did more readings after, and I still look up a few things every day because he's such an amazing person, and it opened my eyes to other people and what other people may be going through and just wanting to get to know them, as I will repeat to you later on in this speech. And there's the picture of him, and still that I cannot pronounce to this day. I need to find a recording and figure that out. Just his real name, not what his teacher gave him. And then speech number 4 was the Why You Should Hire Me. I also procrastinated on this one, and I thought the speech was okay, but due to not practicing it enough beforehand, it was pretty much reading from the paper, trying to look up as much as possible. And there's me with the 2nd grade class. I don't know if I showed you guys that picture. And the next one was a procrastination is a no-go, which I tried to do about the 3 speeches, which I did not attend. And then I have the infamous turtle on not procrastinating. And I learned a lot about that speech, but still didn't necessarily put it into play for the rest of my last speeches. But from now on, I'm going to try and do that because it'll make everything much easier. And I keep learning that the hard way. And eventually it's got to hit home, and I've got to actually stop procrastinating. And those are all the speeches that I'm going to share with you on that. And in this class, I've gotten to know all of you. Listening to some of your speeches, I got to know you on a deeper level. Many of the things you shared helped open my eyes to issues others go through. As Amanda said in her previous speech, I'm not the only one dealing with craziness on a day-to-day basis. This class also opened my eyes to numerous things I'm incompetent about, and like I was speaking to you earlier, that Nelson Mandela just really inspired me to want to meet people and learn all about them. And the interviews helped me do that too, walking up to strangers, asking them questions. As some of you may already know, this wasn't a required class for me. I didn't need it for graduation. I didn't really need it for anything. I didn't think it'd be a piece of cake, but I also didn't think it'd be rocket science. I just said, oh, hot dog, okay. Anyways, my father told me I absolutely needed to make sure I took Phil Venditti's public speaking class. So I went on a bit of a limb and registered for it. And I have to be honest, the first day I was really weirded out and wasn't too sure about it. And to put things frankly, the first week I wanted to run out the door and never come back. But my competitive side saw a challenge. Challenges are what made me a strong person. So I snapped out of immensely disliking this class and gave it another chance. And I'm oh so glad I did. I love speaking to people publicly. Not necessarily within this time frame I have had here, but hey, I got through it. And as I've already said, this is speech number 7, the last one. And now that you know all about my portfolio, how this class has opened my eyes, along with what I have learned, I would like to say that I'm thankful I've gotten to meet each and every one of you. Turns out this challenge was an amazing one indeed. And as Dr. Phil said on our first day of class, love you.